What's going on, all of you beautiful people? Today I'm going to be bringing you a video that's kind of Hile related, but also just as important because we're going to be talking about companions. Because not only do we have two new companions, we have two old companions that we have to figure out, are we still going to use them? Are they good? Are they garbage? Who should we be using? Because this is an important question for you guys who do solo content, group content, because companions have become kind of essential when it comes to getting extra pieces of loot, companion gear that's worth a lot of money, easier content because you go out, do world bosses, delve bosses, public dungeons. Everything is just simpler when you have somebody else to be there with you. In addition to anyone else that you might already have with you, you have someone who's required to follow you as long as you have them out. So we're going to be talking about companions. Just a couple quick side notes for today's video, and that is I'm recording this on my iPhone because for those of you who missed my channel update, I'm currently at a resort doing a conference for work purposes. So I tried to actually record this video last night on my Xbox by streaming it in my audio using that from the Xbox party. That all failed. So here we are. And I am now winging it and using just straight up on my phone. So enjoy some stock footage that I was able to find in a quick fashion, because today we're going to be talking about that important question of companions. And just one final piece of housekeeping, and that is to leave a comment on the video if you'd like to be entered into the giveaway when our robots overlords take over, and then I finally win the revolution with you guys in the year 2042. We will still be doing a giveaway. You can always see who's won last month's giveaway in our community tab in the YouTube section. But let us jump into the video. So a fun little drinking game that you could be doing right now is walking around and looking to see how many bastions you see. How many people have Bastion out? You will remain sober. You can actually play this drinking game at all ages. Then if you were to do the same drinking game with Mirri, you would die. You would be blacked out, drunk, dead, unfortunately. So that begs a really interesting question. Why is Mirri used so much higher over Bastion? And does any of the two new companions break into the mold and become essential? So the short answer is yes. The long answer that I'm going to be giving to you is yes, but if you already have Mirri, I think that Mirri is still one of the better companions, and I still think is equal to Isabel, which is going to be the companion that I think is right up there with, being the best companion to get. And we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about why the other two fall short. So firstly, Mirri. For those of you who don't know, Mirri is a popular companion. You've probably noticed just by walking around and noticing how many Mirris there are. And it's not just because she's a female and people for some reason enjoy using female characters and having them as companions. It's actually because there's a lot of easy things to do to level her up, mainly by completing Fighters Guild dailies, entering Daedric delves or dungeons, visiting the Brass Fortress, excavating those antiquity sites, looting Sigic portals, learning an unknown motive, reading books, killing goblins, killing snakes, all super easy attainable things. And the things that she dislikes are things that you could mostly avoid unless you like me and you pick things up and you occasionally pick up a butterfly and you send her into mass hysteria. Unfortunate, but it happens all the time. So that kind of brings us to Bastian, who, while isn't horrible to level up, there's one other key difference that I'm going to highlight. So you can still do Mage's Guild, you can still read books, kill worm cultists, kill bandits. Very similar, but the big difference is going to be between Bastian and Mirri is that when you loot chests, Mirri gives a chance to give a hidden treasure pouch. Now that's not a huge thing, but it is still more loot, and it gives you something a little bit better than just having a chance to get better potions like what Bastion does. Today we're not going to focus so much about those, because now you've got two new companions who are going to kind of try to find a way in their own to see if they can break into that mold of better than Mirri. And it's going to be difficult for them. Embers, I can tell you right now, is not going to be able to do that. Unfortunately, there is a huge problem with Embers in that the same things that level her up basically thieving, and these other things that you can see. Also, if you get caught doing those activities, is going to make her dislike you. So that's going to be the huge problem for her. You obviously still have the ability to level her up very quickly, but it's going to be much more risky. And when you have a companion like Isabel, who you can kill delve bosses, Daedra, you can do world bosses with no cooldown, mind you, too. Craft something with blacksmithing, complete a volcanic vent, visit the Undaunted Enclave. These are so easy to do that you'll be easily able to max her out, which will give you, admittedly, not a whole lot. I mean, I know that leveling up companions is such like a hot-ish topic because people are like, you have to level them up, or you don't need to level them up at all. But there are some cool things, like if you have a maxed out companion, you can walk them around your house, and they can basically be an interactable person. So to me, it's not necessarily the rapport level, but I do think that's a key piece, because at the end of the day, why shouldn't you be working towards max rapport with a companion? That's where I think the key trick is for me. That's why, to me, if you have Mirri, you already have her level 20 and you have her maxed out, keep Mirri. She's great. You get that extra loot item. You still get extra loot items with both Isabel and Ember, but it's going to really just come down to, in my opinion, how fast you want to level them up, and if you really think it's that important. To me, it's just important because you're going to be playing the game with them pretty much out all the time anyway. Why not have one whose activities are going to build much faster by playing the game? Like when you play ESO, you're going to be killing world bosses, delve bosses, Daedra, boss types with Daedra, Dolems, volcanic events. You're going to be doing that. Crafting items with blacksmithing. Like that's all going to be things that you're going to be doing already. So Isabel is probably the new best companion, honestly. So that's my 2 cents on the ordeal. This is just a quick kind of video, kind of highlighting the differences between the companions. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, ideas for future content, we're going to be going over everything High Isle. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the Tales of Tribute, the new game, and I'll finally be back home at that point too, so I'll be able to, now everything won't be so janky at that point, but we'll be able to highlight all that stuff for you. All the High Isle stuff will be coming out daily at this point going forward. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.